Hey, what's going on? So, Formula Drift recap. We got our first podium and could not be more excited about that. Unfortunately, the weekend did not start off that smoothly. On Wednesday, we did some testing and found out that we had some serious throttle cable issues. So, ended up melting 3 or 4 of them before we were able to come up with a solution in which Jerry and my guys worked together to figure out, which involved actually redoing the entire way the throttle cable was set up. But here's a clip of the throttle cable melting and then sticking wide open. In addition to that, on our second lap of practice on Thursday, we ended up having a kind of scary moment where the clutch pedal went to the floor, and that was because the clevis that held it in for some reason backed out. And so it kind of threw me off a little bit, but again, it was only practice. We ended up getting no practice during Thursday, basically, because we got 1 lap where the car worked, and then after that, we were battling throttle cable issues all day. We were able to test at an undisclosed location and got the car ready for Friday. I felt super comfortable with the car immediately from lap 1, so I knew as long as it worked and the solution that the team was working on was going to hold up, that we would be able to have a really competitive car going into the battles, even though we had the least amount of practice out of the entire field.
Chen out of Chen, baby. That NCR 86 into that first outside zone. Look at that. I mean, great placement by Chen. Stubbsted, we know he's an aggressive driver, and just comes in, shallow initiates. Look at Nate Chen. Rips in the second outside zone. Now passing our clip, Stubbsted. Look at that. Great run. Chen out of Chen. Not back down. Way on the wrong side. Oh boy. Goes for the berm. So, dude, these belts.
Turbos,
shooting
guys.
left, shooting right. Oh, look at Day. Come on, man. Nate Chen gets the win. Congratulations, Nate Chen. Moving on to 16.
Had a really fun battle with our Barroso teammate. Unfortunately, he went into the wall on his lead run, and I kind of saw it a split second before it was about to happen, because I think I saw his car pointed the wrong way towards the wall, and luckily let off the gas and kind of shut it down and managed to avoid any major contact. I think we might have bumped into each other a little bit, but my car was fine. His was a little messed up, but not terrible, all things considered. So we're happy to move on to the top 16.
Set it, forget it. As Chen now initiates, goes into the outside zone, uses all of it. Another little correction there, just fed the wheel a little bit. Massive angle, look at that. We're looking right at the trans pointing at us. Deep into that second outside zone. That allows Zielinski to get in that pocket, and you can even see how dramatic that angle is, not mimicking it. I want to get the overhead, the truth serum. But look at Chen digging in. I mean, that car, he's not off track, but that thing's hitting 3-wheel motion. This is where we find the sweet spot.
You really got to be judgy.
Yeah, real judgy. Nate Chen gets the win. Great effort by Zielinski. Nate Chen just had that refinement of his runs.
So top 16 battle with Colin Zielinski. He was a little bit faster than I was expecting, but it didn't really matter. We were able to just outdrive him on precision in both the lead and the chase runs, and that brought us into the top 8.
Here we go. Nate Chen out front. Amanda Sorensen in the chase position through that start chicane. And here comes Chen. Sorensen in tow. Bang, right in that first outside zone. Chen finds himself there. Quick little hiccup there, going to the second outside zone. Amanda Sorensen, right, almost like a little check, but
right there.
Yeah, she is tucked in nicely. Coming to that last outside zone. Oh boy, Chen very deep into the dirt.
Gonna try to force an error from that chase position.
Flirting with the course. Oh, Amanda, gets disrupted, goes into the wall. She let it on. We're gonna need to see that overhead shot as Amanda Sorensen now to that last outside zone.
Bummer.
And how they react. All right, so there it is. Nate Chen does get the victory, so.
So top 8 battle with Amanda Sorensen. I definitely shot myself in the foot last year with messing up in the outer zone, and honestly almost did the same thing again this year. But unfortunately for her, she ended up hitting the wall, straightening out, and that was kind of what did her in. But it was always fun driving with her, and was really happy to move on to the top 4.
By Chen, initiates in his first confident in that chase position, transitions a little bashing, thrashing, and smashing in that last outside zone. So firing of the exhaust across the finish line.
They both stuck with it, which is the
Well, here we go. Here's verdict. Slide left for Chen or right for Jerry Johnson, and Chen gets the win. Chen advances to the finals.
Yeah, the battle with Jerry Johnson. I felt the bump on the last transition in my lead run that he gave me and ripped off my entire bumper. No big deal. That's drifting. Moved on to the chase run where he definitely threw me off because he pulled out of the zone way too early, and I was expecting him to fill out the entire zone. And when I transitioned, it just kind of was a weird bobble, but it didn't really matter. It got the win. And was super psyched on just getting to the finals for the first time on this level of competition.
What do you attribute your progression to?
I have a huge thanks to Dart and Nitrous Express and Wiseco for having a new engine for this round. It's 440 CI, naturally aspirated with nitrous. It's definitely better than the blower motor we've used for the past few years, but Englishtown means so much to me, Lorette. This was the place where I got my first media pass when I was 15 years old. First place, I won a 4-round championship at the Gambler, and the Naps are just the best track owners that I've ever encountered. I love it here. I can't wait to party with the GT Radial and Jerry Yang Racing team after the finals, no matter what, and I'm just super pumped. This has been a lifetime of building to this and dedicating my life, making a lot of life decisions and sacrifices around this, so it means so much to me to be here.
Overhead view, make sure he is mimicking. Look at that, almost identical, simultaneously transitioning into that last outside zone. Nate hits it and quits it. Got a clean start, no restart. Cole Richards out front, initiates first outside zone. A lot cleaner.
Battle with Cole Richards, it was really close. I just made a mistake on the last outer zone in my lead run, which I think gave him the win ultimately. But we were just so happy to be on the podium for the first time in my Formula Drift Pro Spec career, and especially after battling through all of the issues that we had leading up to this round. So yeah, could not be happier with the new motor setup, and we're really excited to carry this momentum forward into St. Louis.